Alright, guys. We are continuing with Rongyi Group Stage A. If you guys haven't watched the previous section, go back and watch yesterday's video. If you have, well, no more spoilers. I mean, you've already got spoilers by knowing who's in this match. But anyway, this is the losers match. Rogue in the bottom right side, Trigger in the top left. Both losing to some absolute beasts in ByuN and HerO. And of course, assuming you've already watched that video, you must know ByuN lost a narrow match to HerO, which means ByuN's waiting in the decider. Winner of this match will get a final chance to progress. This is the losers bracket against ByuN to get that final spot in the top 8. Well, the final spot from this group. This is Group A, so I guess the second spot in this group. There's 3 more groups to come after this, but this is by far the most exciting group in my opinion. Trigger's going to play a no scout build, 16 workers on minerals, with that early gas first. I do love a gas first. Now you might be wondering, why is he sending a probe down? I also have that question, considering he's got a pylon, so he would see if there was an engineering bay block this early. So I feel like he didn't need to send it this early, but it's only there a few seconds. Mines 5 minerals. He can go build a cyber core. Not bad, not bad. Pretty tight opening. Notice he doesn't pull off minerals onto gas at all, because he's mining so early on this early gas first that he's going to have plenty either way. Cybercore starts at a minute 32, very tight build order. And of course, Rogue has got away with a hatch gas pool, feels pretty confident with it. I don't think he rushed his hatchery, did he? No, that looks like a pretty standard hatchery timing. I think he just went for a normal 16 hatch. So it's going to be a battle of the greedy starts. Now, Rogue has perfectly doubled up his workers. Let's check Trigger's done the same. Yep, you can see there's 2 on each patch. So I know a lot of people when they're first learning this, they really struggle to see it. Trigger's speed mining. Oh my god, he's such a tryhard. I mean, he'll stop doing that soon because he's going to have more important things to do with his actions. But you can see he's shift-clicking those workers there to speed that up. And Stargate before Adapt. Wow, 2 minute 10 Stargate. 2 minute 9 seconds even. And then Adapt. No chrono on the Adapt. Just going to chrono probes. Oh, Trigger's opening is disgusting. Dude, the efficiency here is off the charts. He's playing Rogue, though, so I don't know if Rogue cares. Another chrono in the main and one on the natural, dude. His economy is going to be absolutely insane. And Rogue's gone Ling speed before third queen. If you see that there's no chrono on the gateway, you can delay Ling speed. This is actually an adjustment I've been calling for top Zergs to start making more consistently. Is if you see no chrono on that, because the Protoss doesn't know if you're making Ling speed or not. He doesn't know, especially if he hasn't probe scouted, but even if he's probe scouted, he had to leave by this time. So, like, it's very hard for them to identify. And if you can just put that 100 minerals into a slightly faster third queen, a few more drones, slightly faster overlord, can make a big difference. I think all the Zerg players, because I basically have a constant chain of Zerg players who are angry at me for commentating ZVP, and I'm like, what's up? They're like, you aren't constantly saying how overpowered Protoss is and how hard it is for Zerg. We hate you, pig. And I'm like, okay. And especially when I analyze things the Zerg could do to be greedier to adapt to the Protoss opening, they're like, shut up. No. Protoss just wins. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys have ever watched this guy. Some call him the GOAT. Pretty much anyone with a brain calls him the GOAT. His name is HerO. And his openings, dude, are so crisp. Don't get me wrong. His openings weren't crisp the other week in China. But hey, even Cyril is human on some days. Very, very few days. Oracle's going to fly in. 3 queens ready for it. Spores already available in the main. Smooth opening for both sides. Okay, gets a drone popping out. Rogue should just cancel this guy. Start a new one. Cancel. Cancel, 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 cancel. Evo chamber. Spore doesn't have enough hit points. He loses 75 extra minerals there. That was a big mistake. If you're going to do this, you have to build an Evo chamber because it's the only thing that has enough hit points to tank an Oracle shooting it. So Rogue just threw some minerals in the dumpster there. 2 drones and the 75 minerals for the Evo. Ling's going to go for a wraparound. Trigger, though, on move command. A bit sloppy, man. Take some damage. But he's going to dive. 2 oracles. Oh, Trigger's overcommitting. He's overcommitting. He's going to lose a pylon. 2 pylons and a probe at home. The queens are on top of this. Honestly, you could lose a few drones. You've already done so much damage. This is fine. 2 drones have gone down. The oracles are in the main. They're taking damage to the queens as well. Oh, good pull away with the Reddit point oracle. But all 3 adapts have gone down. The Lings have killed a pylon, a probe. I mean, this is just massive. This is massive for Rogue. Units lost tabs way tied up. And after that initial mistake against the oracle on the 3rd, Rogue's been textbook. He'd like to build a fourth. The drone was hiding there. Trigger can kill that. He's like, oh, you didn't see anything. You didn't see anything. Rogue's going to keep him distracted on the other side. The Lings immediately have the surround on these Warping and Zealots and Adepts. Wow, this is an excellent trade. He's even targeting the probes with just 1 or 2 Zerglings. Brilliant play. Look at that. Again, 2 Zerglings target a probe while the other guys go after the Zealots. Another one goes down. All 3 Oracles on the other side of the map. This is such a classic Trigger game, guys. I was talking to someone about this the other week, and they were saying, you know, Trigger's really good, but he just always counterattacks when all he needs to do is not leave an opening. And sometimes he'll take a bit of damage or something will go awry. And it's like, he's like, oh, I gotta go do stuff. And he runs across the map and he leaves openings for the next wave to do damage. There's a lot of times where all Trigger needs to do is knuckle down and actually stabilize his defense and take a calm breath. But he almost, it's like if you punch Trigger, you know he's just going to drop his guard and charge at you and try to tackle you. And it's almost like a thing the players bait him into, and then he leaves openings when he does that. You can see Rogue staying really active. Good cancel, though. Good cancel on the 4th. Really good cancel on the 4th. It's going to slow down the growth. Problem is Hydras. Movement speed, +1 range already making. And I love that he goes Muscular Augments first. A lot of players have been going for the other upgrade first because it's faster and it's good defensively. But if you're not in danger of dying immediately, this just gives you a lot more play on the map. Lings could break that Stalker. Could save it with the Prism, though. 4th base goes up on the gold. I think this gold base is really bad, guys. Alright, guys, we're just having some lag spikes. Let me just see if that settles. Alright, guys, sorry. Just pause the replay for a second. I'm just going to resume. Hopefully these lag spikes settle down. I don't know if that's somehow the connection to the server? Shouldn't be when I'm watching a replay. Just spiking a little bit here. Weird. Oh, Hydra finds the Oracles. Oh, if he got under there with all the Hydras, he might have killed a few. Okay, so basically right now, Rogue just needs to go commit to a timing before Storm's done. It's taking a bit long right now. This is like no army. What is this, an Arc on a cannon and a few Zealots? I feel like Rogue needs to go, though, because if he lets Storm finish and a few Immortals get out, he's going to try and transition Spire, but with this gold base is garbage for Spire. He needs the base on the other side if he's going to play a Muta swap. Hydra Muta is pretty sick, though. And it's a double Ling elevator? He doesn't just go with 8. He waits for more. 20 Hydras on the front. He's got Muscular Augments and +1. Zealot Archon comes out to greet him, but that means you are way out of position. Warpins are good, though. Zerglings quickly pivot to the natural, which they will find undefended for now. The Zealots have not moved to respond. He's too focused on the front. Good Storms to damage the Hydras, but Trigger, he was panicked about the Hydras. He should not have been so caught off guard. He could have just pulled his main army back and focused on cleaning this up. 10 probes go down. Great damage for Rogue. Gonna find a pylon. And a little bit more mining time. The Zealots will get on top of this. Now, here's the problem. Rogue's taken a 4th base right next to the 3rd of Protoss, which is terrible for Muta play, which is all about base trading. He should be taking the base on the right side. I understand it got cancelled, which is why he took this, but this is a bit of nonsense right now from Rogue, who's just now started the Baneling nest. He doesn't have Banelings. He's only got Hydra's Lings, and he's trying to swap into Mutas. He's going to keep elevating Lings in the main, which I do love that move. Not used nearly enough. His Hydras need to flank around. If his Hydras flank this army, he will absolutely destroy this. This is reminiscent of that earlier series against HerO, where HerO was on the map with a few Zealots and High Templar, and Rogue just clumped in a ball and was afraid of it. And I think this is something which Rogue really needs to work on. Now, Trigger just made a huge mistake, guys. He just swapped in 5 Stalkers to kill 1 Overlord. Those are garbage units. He does not have Blink 4, doesn't have upgrades for. Not what he wants in this scenario. Storm goes down. Trigger's getting jumped on. The Mutas are going to F2 on the army. What the hell? He's using the Mutas as combat units. He then, I think he's going to maybe send them away. No, they're still coming in. The Prism will go down. Rogue's far enough ahead that it seems to be going pretty well for him, but what an insane engagement. This is so sloppy. I think Trigger's maybe a bit too far behind. It might not matter. I would have loved to see Rogue just commit to Hydra Bane or commit to the Mutas and a bit more of a base tradey style. But as it is, the fact that he's defended the gold and got Mutas about to fly in is massive. Trigger is on 3 bases. He's thinking about taking a 4th, and Rogue could fly into these mineral lines at any moment he wants, but he keeps F2ing the Mutalisks, man. He's really struggling with a lack of control groups right now. This is really awkward. He's going to try and target the High Templar. Oh, it was actually on purpose. He snipes the Stormy Templar, and then he flies back there, and now it's Mass Hydra. If you don't have Storm, your army's not good against that. The Mutas just took out another High Templar. Very cute play here for Rogue. Always with that clever unit usage that no one else really thinks of. Baneling's going to roll in that mineral line and get a nice boom boom. That's just too much firepower on the Hydras. Oh! Oh, the Storm! Watch out, watch out, watch out! Does take a big Storm with that energy recharge. That always hurts, doesn't it? The Mutas come in behind those to take out the High Templar, start to work on these workers, and the Hydra Ling Wave is just endless. So many Hydras with +2. Trigger taking a bit too much damage early on. Honestly, if he just left his Adepts at home, I think this is a totally different game, guys. I don't know about you guys. I think if Trigger, with those Adepts, when they got caught moving out, if he just says, oh, whoops, and then just cancels the Shade or goes back with them, instead of committing to the Adept Oracle pressure, I think he was in a really good spot. I think he took a lot of damage in the fight. He loses pylons, loses probes, loses mining time, throws his Adepts away. And I think he kind of like, this is like I said, the classic Trigger problem sometimes is he leans into the chaos when it's like he's actually really good at his fundamentals. I don't think he needs to make the game messy. I actually think it favors his opponents. We're usually kind of breaking him down and finding these openings because of it. All right, guys, Trigger in the bottom left. It's such a greedy, smooth opening, but I especially feel... I kind of feel for Trigger because I have the same thing. You pull off the greediest opening of all time, and you're kind of just eager to put the Zerg on the defensive. You want to move across the map, but it was too eager. He needed to be a bit more chill there. And we'll see what he goes for this time. Looks like a Gate Scout, probably. Bit of a Verge opening. But it is safe. You're playing Rogue. You never know what all-in he might randomly throw out. He thinks you're a bit too predictable, so... I can get behind it. I probably would have rathered if he went and blocked, though. I think if he blocked the hatchery, it would be a bit more disruptive. I do think Rogue really... if we look at Rogue, ever since he came back from the military, half the time his ZVP early game is really tight. The other half the time, he gets wrecked by double Adept into Oracle pressure. So I do think Trigger maybe should be testing him a bit more. Putting the pressure on, seeing if he can get some mistakes. Wouldn't mind a double Adept chrono across the map this time. Especially if he blocked his hatchery, though, and forced him to take a third base. $20 Nexus, 20 Cybercore, pretty standard stuff. Looks like Rogue's been pretty decent at counter-microing. Does get his drones bounced a bit here. And he fixes them pretty well, though. Yeah, no, this is good micro by Rogue. You can tell he's not getting bounced too much. A little bit, but not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. It's kind of funny because I always see Raynor get his work is way more messed up than this. Do you think it's just because he spams like too fast? It's almost like because Rogue's a slower player than Raynor. Much lower average APM and stuff by like 150 or so. He just kind of like, yeah, takes like a second of mining lost here, second there, but then he just fixes it. And looks like Rogue's got pretty good attention to detail. Yeah, he's fixed his workers and he's totally fine. 2 Zerglings, 2 Queens on the way. Builds 2 more Zerglings now just to make sure there's no pylon block. And, ooh, Trigger's going to go Stalker first. So he's going to deny scouting early on. But he's also going to go Warp Gate now. He's going to cancel that and build a Stargate now, surely. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we looking at? What is this probe? Okay, Twilight Council. Looks like a Glaive Adept opening. Not what I was expecting. I don't think the Overlord would have seen the Stalker pop out unless he was looking at just that second. 4 Zerglings will get the probe snipe here. No Adept to hunt down the Zerglings either, so Rogue will be able to take care of him. He regenerates, but he takes another hit. Oh, actually giving up on it. I would have left at least 1 Zergling to chase there. Preferably 2. Trigger's going to be happy. Still gets a bit of map control. He goes early Forge. What's this for then? Why would you go for a... I don't understand. What? He's going to do 2 base plus 1 blink? Wait, does Blink Stalker even benefit from +1, guys? Does that make them like 3-shot rather than 4-shot Zerglings or something? I don't think so. They do 13 damage a shot to Zerglings, which means they always 3-shot them. 13 times 3 is 39. So what does it do? It kills queens and hatcheries slightly? Like, why would you... Guys, why? I guess it's because he warps in a few zealots to deal with mass Zerglings. Okay, I get it. So it's literally just for warp. So, okay, you go Blink, he makes lots of Zerglings, and then your +1 zealots kill the Zerglings. Okay, this makes sense. Still kind of crazy. I do wonder if he takes a third with it. I've beaten Trigger like a handful of times in the last few years, and I'm pretty sure this build is one of the few times I'm able to beat him. I have a memory of beating him like a year and a half ago on the ladder when he did this build. Because it is so all in. And if you can just get enough Ling Ravager out, you can hold it. But if you drone a bit too hard, and those Stalkers start trading and picking off units, blinking back, and Stalkers are just recycling, regenerating their shields, never dying, it's a slippery slope and you can't really recover. But if you have a big enough army to surround and just wallop the first push, you can do pretty well. 6 gate blink. Notice only 2 workers on each of the gases on the natural. Prism's coming out. He's going to pick up his Stalkers and move out. He's full walling. That's a full wall, ladies and gentlefolk. His blink micro is some of the best in the game. Those who don't know, I've seen Trigger beat Solar with a 2-base blink all-in while down 80 supply. The blink all-in literally went for like 7, maybe 10 minutes straight of just micro. And eventually he killed him. It was wild. Looks like he's going to leave 1 Stalker at home. Pops in a few Zealots as well. Blink Stalkers moving forward. It's mass Zergling. 3 Roaches morphing into Ravagers. Those +1 Zealots, very good at clearing the Zerglings, but you got to be careful keeping those behind the Stalkers. Just 4 Stalkers poking forward so far. He's going to get +2 as well. Don't really know why you need +2. Zealots gets around, a good fight for Rogue. Even though the +1's done, that was a sick fight. This is not as good because the Stalkers are going to come back though. Gets the Zealots and gets out. Pretty nicely done. Stalkers blink in. He's going to focus down a Queen and then 3 drones. Very cutesy play there. The Zerglings should have defended that easily, but Rogue just wasn't watching. Rogue's still looking pretty good in this game, though. Rogue is still looking pretty good. I really don't... I feel like, yes, Rogue's only got 37 workers, but does he even need any more? Oh, losing Queens would be a bummer. Yeah, these Stalkers will beat the heck out of these Queens. Good transfuse, though, man. Ling Ravager going for the counterattack. Oh, he's going to try and bust in. I mean, if he just surrounds this army, I think he kills it. Rogue's going to surround the Stalkers. They try to recall. Oh, Trigger's in mince mode, man. He's getting minced. Trigger's dead. Even though Rogue's only on 37 workers, he's lost so many units. 12 Zealots have gone down. He's got no answer to the Zerglings. He's not supply blocked, which is good, but these pylons going down are going to bring him close to supply block territory. He blinks forward to snipe a Ravager. He's trying to save his units with the Prism. It's pretty sick pickup micro, but oh my god. Those Zerglings just do so much damage, man. He's trying to pick off those Ravagers. He really needs to pick off those Ravagers, doesn't he? He's going to go out here. Energy recharge. He's going to use force fields. Ah, he wanted to trap those Zerglings. Wasn't able to, man. It's a good Stalker count, though. Rogue's only on 34 workers. Is he overcommitting? I don't know. I don't think he can, as long as he stays on minerals. Oh, he's getting more gas and an Evo chamber. Well, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, Rogue should drone up to 50 drones here and just keep making Ravagerling and surround him. Templar Archives on 2-base. Is Trigger going to go 2-base Storm or Archon, guys? If he goes Storm, Stalker, +2 on 2-base, that's actually insane. But right now, his income's fine. The problem is just as the bases mine out, Rogue's going to be able to transfer and he's not. But Rogue going Evo Chamber makes no sense here. I think he wants +1 melee for his Zerglings, but Stalker's being a nuisance. Got to be so cautious with his army at home. Losing all those early Zealots was so bad. But Rogue is frozen right now. So if Trigger is crazy enough to build Storm or a bunch of Archons, he might ruin the... If he gets like 3-4 Archons, a bunch of Zealots with +1, it's a pure Zergling army. He just needs to make an army that's good enough against that. I don't know if this is enough. He's down 40 army supply. The Zerglings don't have upgrades. He's got +2 on the Archons. The Archons could get surrounded. No, this could be a game-losing mistake. One Archon gets surrounded instantly. The other Archon's going to get surrounded as well. Trigger getting jumped on, getting pounced on, trying to make some magic happen. But Trigger, he's getting overrun, and like I said, he doesn't have enough. He needs to build a critical mass of Archons. Rogue is defensively all in. He keeps just waiting for Trigger to move out. and then getting this around. But he's got a drone. Just drone. There's no reason not to drone now, right? He's pulling off gas now. I think Rogue is like, okay, you're crushing his army. You've got enough to defend this as well, but drone up, man. He's got 6 Ravagers. 86 Zerglings. Trigger has to go in to defend this. Surely that whole wall's going to go down. He's going up to 9 gateways. The Ravagers and the Lings. He could pull back and surround these Zealots as well. Dude, Rogue shouldn't bust the wall. He should go find the army on the map. If he separates these units, he wins. The Ravagers picking off gateways. Here we go. The Lings are going to go for the surround here. The Ravagers and the Lings try to engage that Archon. If that Archon goes down, he doesn't really have any anti-Zergling. The Zealots on the right side putting up a surprisingly good account of themselves. The 0-0 Zerglings and Ravagers are actually getting cleaned up. And Rogue, he actually gives the engagement to Trigger that he needed. I think Rogue's just thrown this game. He did not need to attack at all. He could have droned up. He could have chilled. He could have waited for Trigger to come forwards and then surrounded him. But he went forward. He could have isolated Trigger's army. Instead, he split his army in exactly the wrong way. The Ravagers should have been going after the Zealots. Sorry about the lag spike. They should have been going after the Zealots, the Roach Ravager, and the Zerglings should have been going after the Stalkers. He did the opposite. His Ravagers fought the Stalkers while his Zerglings fought the Zealots. It's the exact opposite of what he was supposed to do there. Don't know why it's lagging. Sorry about that, guys. I really got to get this issue sorted. I know that's been cropping up a little bit here and there lately. Stalker Zealot coming forward. Spore Crawler's going to take some damage. Prism. Trigger's got an Archon in the back. It's a menace for those Zerglings to deal with, man. These Zerglings go in. The Roach is trying to come forward. If he had some Biles, it'd be amazing. Zergling's so good against the Stalkers, but that Archon in the middle is doing big damage. Oh, the Archon's going to go down, though. The Archon does go down, but more Zealots warping in. Queen's going after the Prism, but he's not able to deal with it. The Spore Crawler goes down. The Stalker's pushing forward. The Queens are falling. And Trigger with a belated 2-base all-in after losing like 4 armies in a row. But Rogue was just sitting at such a low work count. He got, built some gases in an Evo, which was a bit confusing. And then he goes and just throws his army into the meat grinder. GG, well played. Really nice game for Trigger, but boy, did he get lucky. That was Rogue gifting him the engagement that he desperately needed to get back in that game. All right, guys, going into Enclave. Very cool map. I wonder if Trigger has a special build order for this one, because I do think this map is excellent. But Trigger forgot to send his probe down on time because he was too busy speed mining in the main. And his pylon is 5 seconds late. Oh, mate, he was literally speed mining and forgot to send his probe out. Sloppy. I think he's doing a no scout, so it might be okay. And now he goes back to build the gateway. Okay, sloppy opening for Trigger, but man, dude, he pulled a rabbit out of a hat there. Yeah, Rogue was just not trying to drone up. Trigger's whole all-in and the way he played it was predicated upon a Zerg saying, I need an economic advantage. And Rogue played the entire game saying, no, I just need enough army to crush you because you're so committed to 2-base tech. And he did it. But you'd think after like the 3rd time crushing Trigger's army, he'd build around a drones and chill. And he just tried to go all in. And the thing is, forcing that recall, if he caught that army on the map, which he clearly didn't know the army was coming home, it's just game over. If he catches those Zealots on their own again, surrounds them completely with Zealots and Ravages range damage as well, lights out, man. But instead he fights the wall off, splits his army in the wrong way. And Rogue lets Trigger back into this series onto a map, which I do think this map's amazing for Protoss. We'll see if Trigger takes advantage of it with anything special. I know like Estrella would probably Nexus first, wall off, and then take a 3rd Nexus before doing anything else, but Trigger might just do the max pack style. You just take a 3rd as normal, play it like any other map, ignore the back base almost entirely. Chat's been saying apparently there was big lag issues when these games were played live, so maybe I don't think that should matter, but it would be funny if like the game hitching while it was waiting for observers who are like constantly lag spiking caused then lag in the replay. That shouldn't be how it works at all. I don't think there's a way technically that would make sense. I'm pretty sure it's just my computer. I'd love to blame someone other than my computer, but my computer is sometimes months straight, it's the best thing ever, and then randomly it'll just like be catching and hitching and lagging. I'll be like, what's going on? Hard to diagnose because it's inconsistent. Third base will go up on the outside. Pretty standard stuff here for Rogue, who's gone third queen and link speed nice and early. Once again, guys, no need to go link speed this early. But if you expect an early third, you could build Zerglings with a quicker link speed to try and deny. But why is he here this fast? Dude, he's at the third base at a... That's way too early. There's no... You can't afford that yet. I guess he's going to go single Oracle. I think he'll chrono this in a moment. Actually, he might not. Maybe he doesn't chrono that. Maybe he waits to chrono the second Oracle. Third Nexus is going to be down at 320. You're kidding me, mate. Mate, that's... Oh, criminal greed for Trigger. And we got a bit excited. Tried to go push in game one after doing a criminally greedy build. But Rogue's going to have his work cut out for him on the economy front. Spore Crawler goes down there. He does chrono the Oracle and the second one. Pylon's building at the third. Supply block on 46, but it's not blocking him from doing anything right now. You'll notice he can't build the extra probe, and the Pylon finishes, and now he can build extra probes. So it's pretty clean. Warp Gate's still a while away. Oracle and Adept are going to defend. It's only one Adept, guys, so very bare bones on the defense. One Ling gets inside the base. Sees everything he needs. Drone transfer, guarded over to the third base, spores up in the natural. Oracle's going to dive, gets 2 drones, well played. Queen should have moved a bit quicker to respond there, I think, but Rogue does have a hole in his vision here, so he needs an Overlord down in this right side. Forge and Twilight comes up after third and fourth gas. Wouldn't be surprised to see Trigger just play Blink here. He's going to go for the Artosis wall off there. Just one pylon. If he builds another pylon here or here, it'll be a little bit less dodge. I don't really like this gateway because it jams up your movement around your nexus where you kind of have to move like this. There's plenty of production space there. I wouldn't mind a pylon here to build more buildings. Which will also mean if the Zerg comes through at this angle later, you'll have some buildings blocking him. Just slows down Rogue from backdooring you. Gets himself a drone there. A creep tumor maybe as well. No crazy damage. Safety Roach Warren goes down for Rogue at 5 minutes. Hard to even call that a safety Roach Warren with how late it is. That was an early Glaive Adept attack after 2 Oracles. It could be moving across the map right now, so... Rogue's Roach Warren timings are notoriously greedy. Rogue has the classic mindset in this matchup of don't build roaches unless you have a very good reason to. Either you're going for an all-in, you're defending a big attack from your opponent, something like that. Oh, Oracle went back for more. That was super dangerous, unnecessary. Only gets 1 more drone. Both Oracles deep in the red. 6 gateways coming up. 4th gas is up. 5th gas goes down. Okay, so it looks like Trigger wants to put on some pretty heavy blink pressure, and this 4th base is a gift wrap present. Crappy 5 mineral base with only 1 gas on it. Yes, it's a rich gas. Mine's twice as fast. That's nice, but this base is... Yeah, I mean, I get this base in the top left's hard to defend from Oracles, but he could have got that down. Rogue, like I said, gift wrapping a hatchery snipe there for Trigger. It's such a bad hatchery. Very, very minimal payoff for high risk. I get it centrally located, so it's easy to defend from like Warp Prism run-bys and stuff, but this hatchery in the top left is just so superior in my opinion. Or maybe this one. You tear the rocks down and spread creep in that direction. He loses his 4th, which means he's stuck on 3 base, and this gives Trigger all the time in the world. He's now got 6 gases. He's warping in High Templar to start gathering energy. He'll start Storm and Chrono it. Trigger's thinking about taking a 4th in the back. Even though it's only 1 gas, it's so safe. I think that's a good call. Just play chill. Chilled out, defensive. Maybe energy recharge these High Templar to get that Storm energy banked up. And Rogue's going to tech towards Hive, but this is what? 635 infestation. It's not a quick Hive. It's going to give Trigger a lot of time to go to the later stages, and he already knows that your 4th is delayed. It feels like Rogue lacks any sharp timings here. 13 Hydras and 18 Zerglings. I kind of wish he just kept making Hydras and Lings and shoved. Or at least was breaking these rocks right now to put the fear of God into Trigger. But right now, Trigger fears nothing. He feels like he's got complete control over this game, and without really doing that much. It's weird. It's just he got away with a greedy start. He's done a bit of light harassment. Hasn't thrown his oracles away yet. 5th base goes up in the back for Rogue. 4th for Trigger. It's going to be 10 gateways. Robo goes down. And I would not be surprised to see a fleet beacon any moment now from Trigger. He's only got 4 High Templar. He's going to start pushing a little bit. I would like... I'm a big spammer of Storm. I like 6 High Templar. Just 4 for now is decent. They are banking a lot of energy. I love how early he warped them in. Gonna have 8 Storms in about 20-30 seconds. He's gonna morph more Archons in to give himself a bit of anti-Zergling on the front of his army. Rogue's trying to morph Lurkers and his army's well spread. He says, look, if you push me, I can come in with this big arc. He's gone 80 drones. He doesn't have the biggest unit count just yet. I like that he's running forward. Kind of like just scaring the Protoss back a little bit, trying to buy time for those Lurkers. It should be coming up momentarily. One of them almost gets sniped immediately, and it does. Good snipe by Trigger. Gets a Revelation. He could rotate right and break the rocks if he wants to. Really needs to get rid of this creep, I think. Nice Revelation there. Ooh, Hydras maybe could have got a snipe. Fleet Beacon goes down. Mothership will be next on the menu. He's just going to try and push forward right now. Charge is done. There's not many Lurkers. Storm, Stalker, Zealot. Is no Banelings. No Banelings to clear the Zealots or the High Templar. The Lurkers are getting hit by Storm as well. He doesn't have Revelation on them, but so much Hydraling just got wasted by those Storms. And Rogue's got to keep these numbers high, man. He's got to rebuild Hydras as quickly as possible. He's trying to go for the Ling upgrades. +1 melee, Adrenal Glands, Seismic Spines. He's going to try and transfuse that. Observers arrived, which means the Lurkers go down. Storm, Archon, Zealot, Stalker push is big for Trigger off 75 workers. And Rogue skipping the Banelings and not quick enough into those Hive-Tech Lurkers is not able to withstand it. Simple timing attack to finish the game here. 8 Side Storms, a Pack of Zealot, Archon, Stalker. It's just that timing where if you're so reliant on Ling Hydra, it's the same thing we've seen Raynor and other players come into contact with this as well. Your army just gets caught at this window. It's so dangerous. Remember when Classic beat Dallas, Serral at Dallas last year? And I think it was a pretty similar thing. Just that Storm timing. When the Zerg feels confident, it's like, it looks good. And then you're like, wait, what are 60 Zerglings going to do against 22 Zealots and 2 Archons? Nothing. The Hydras are good, but you've only got 16 Hydras, 3 Lurkers, +1 range. And like nothing's paid off yet, right? The Hive hasn't done anything for you. All you've got is a handful of Lair-Tech Lurkers. And your army's mostly Ling Hydra. I think this is why we've actually seen some players play Baneling speed and then do this style, but with Baneling speed. Specifically so they can just morph 15, 20 Banelings reactively when they see this sort of move out. And they can just use it to like basically bait the Storms earlier and stop the Zealots from just charging on top and overwhelming. Because look at how easy it is for these Zealots to just jump forward, clear the Zerglings, and with only 8 range, the Lurkers just don't do enough damage on their own, man. Like 3 Lurkers, just they tickle a few units. The High Templar, like one of them took 1 Lurker shot or something. The Storms are massive. And you can see how well those Zealots traded. Nasty. Nasty for Rogue. I think if you do this style, you need to get that Hive a bit quicker. I mean, it's awkward because, like I said, he was lacking any strong timings or anything really powerful he could do because of his 4th base getting sniped when it was almost complete. I think that's just a disaster for Rogue in this game. I think Rogue, he needed to go for the 4th in the top left, even though it was going to get cancelled once by the Oracles. That's fine. It would have been up and finished much earlier, which means more time for these drones to pay off. And you got to realize this sort of timing, I mean, if we go back like a minute and a half, what's the bet he's still droning? Yeah, like the thing is he's droning and the attack's about to move out. So none of these drones, the 2nd Evo, the Hive, the 5th hatch, the extra gases in the top left, none of this gets time to pay off. This is a really good timing for Trigger. And it's the reason why Banelings became somewhat normal, even when you wanted to play Lurkers. And I remember at first I was like, if you're playing Lurkers, why are you playing Banelings? That seems dumb. And then I was like, oh, okay, the Storm timing is brutal, man. They get so much energy so fast. If you don't have Banes, how do you deal with this? Mass Roach Hydra might be able to do it, but even then the Storms take up so much space, you'd need like a full surround. And obviously he's not playing Roaches. I think the Lings, there's an argument here the Lings should be counter-attacking. When these sort of attacks move out, you should be like base trading, kind of like running 5 Hydras and 50 Lings into the natural and like forcing recalls, forcing them back, threatening the base trade. Because that is a classic way Zerg buys time, gives himself another minute. Suddenly you've got lurkers, 12 lurkers with range, and this army falls off a bit of a cliff. And they need the fleet beacon, the mothership, and all that stuff to come in. Either way, hats off to Trigger here, man. Massive upset, and now he gets to play against ByuN to see if he can make it out of the group. All right, guys. Trigger fighting his way from down in the dumps. Let's be real. Let's be very real, guys. He got gifted the match against Rogue in Game 2. Rogue gave him an opportunity that should not have been there. He worked hard for it. He microed well. But holy crap, he has been offered a second chance. Now it's on him not to waste it. Massive thanks to Skizzy supporting the stream here, live watching us casting these best games of StarCraft. Sending you love, Skizzy. Guys in the chat, slap some bacon down for Skiz. And let's check it out. ByuN's going gas first again. He did this against HerO. Trigger would be aware that he's spamming gas first, guys. The question is, how do you adapt to this? Essentially, it means the tech is a little bit faster, right? The factory finishes a bit earlier. And is ByuN going to do reactor Hellions or something like that? What's he going to do? Also, this is a very late eBay block if he's going eBay block. He might be trying to do the last second eBay block where the Protoss assumes you're not eBay blocking because it's so late. Oh, he's going to see it though. Trigger sees it. Surely he reacts. He didn't react. He didn't react. He's not watching. He was speed mining. He's too busy shift clicking his workers, so he wasn't watching. He's like, guys, sorry, my name's Trigger, guys. I need 6 more minerals in the early game. I'm going to miss an SCV walking right past. This is why you don't... kids in there spamming, man. These kids in there spamming to get 6 more minerals in the early game. Oh, no. Now he has to take his third base. It's not all over. He obviously can play with the third. The top pros are able to do it, but if you send a probe down specifically to look for it, and you see the SCV for a good 4 seconds, oh, that's frustrating. Chat says Cyril is laughing from his high tower right now. For those who don't know, that comment is specifically because Cyril said, I think working to speed boost 5 extra minerals in the early game or to harass their minerals to deny like a few of their mining seconds is the dumbest thing ever. And if you need to do that to actually perform at the top level, that's probably the day I retire. HerO had some proper old man energy about it, and I'm all here for it, as is most of the audience. It was just like, look, there are limits. Doubling up the workers, optimizing where we rally our workers, it's enough. Most of us are not going to enter the Clem, Rainer, and Trigger land of trying to get 6 extra minerals in the early game. But I say 6, it's probably more than 6, guys. Probably more like 20 minerals, I would imagine, if you do it really well for the first minute or two of the game. But Trigger has been one of the fastest, most spammiest APM-focused players, always. Very micro-oriented. Started on the StarCraft 2 arcade before getting into competitive ladder and becoming a GM player and then a pro player. Guys, he's not building a Cyclone. If an Adept and 2 Stalkers rally across, we know he loses to that unless he uses the Widow Mines to help defend the natural. Remember, HerO killed him with an Adept and 2 Stalkers, but because of the third base location, I don't think he's confident pushing forwards, especially with the Reaper on the map. Reaper makes it hard. I think the Reaper went down in that game, right? Got caught in that first game, and then the Stalker Adept killed him? Or was that a different map? I can't quite remember. Second gate, blink, a Robo on the front. Command Center's going to float down. Adept will spot it. And of course, that 2 mine drop will be heading out shortly. Gas first means it's a pretty quick mine drop. It's quite disruptive. Blocks that from landing for 5 more seconds with the shade. That's funny. That's funny, man. Pro gamers. It's actually, as much as I make fun of them for focusing on the little things like that, blocking the command center for another 5 seconds is actually just so annoying. He's tracking it. Dude, he's also tracking the drop. Oh, this is huge. And look at that. Stalkers are coming down. And this buys so much time because the medevac has to go hide. Oh, ByuN, what are we doing? Wake up, ByuN. Oh, he's going to unload. And Stalker's going to get some good shots on that medevac. Oh. Marines in the middle of the map. They're going to pull back as well. ByuN here has been stopped in his tracks. Really good defense for Trigger. ByuN swapping into a more standard mode. He'll go auto turret harass while building tanks and bunkers. His wall off sucked on this map previously. I think this time it's a bit better as long as he puts his tanks like here and here. So he's got to have 2 tanks guarding each other in the main against the blink pressure that is likely to be coming. 800 minerals for a second there for Trigger. But I guess you warp in 3 Stalkers, you build a Nexus. That money gets spent very quickly. Might not be perfect macro, but it's not too bad. It's always with low-level players, it's not about, oh, I floated a little bit of money, guys. It's as long as you spend your money, it's fine. The problem low-level players have and why you want to focus on the money is their money floats and it never gets spent. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you pop up to 600-700 minerals, then you spend it all, rest of the build's pretty tight. As long as that number keeps dropping down, it's not too bad. If that money floats and you never get on top of that spending, or it's sitting up there for protracted periods, that's where it's especially bad. Good choke point here. Only 1 Stalker could squeeze through there at a time. It's like a Widow Mine went down there. Must have blinked to dodge it. Widow Mine's going to try to run in the left side. Haha, he hallucinates probes. You know, ByuN actually could have retargeted there because he gave him 4 different targets to buy more time, but cute usage. The hallucination. Oh, I like the observer back here. Normally as a Terran, you're looking up here. You're like, where's the observer? You're not necessarily looking down here. If he zooms in and out, you can see that observer. It's quite clear. Depends on what quality you guys are watching on, of course. But the observer sees a lot of what's happening. Stim shields +1. 2 siege tanks. Plenty of bio. 2 marauders building at a time. And of course, 1 medevac starts. He needs to start the other medevac right now. Beautiful. Good awareness of his production by ByuN. Scans the observer down, gets rid of it. Trigger. Moving down to the left side, wants a pylon there. Colossus, charge, all on the way. Remember, he was doing really well on this map earlier against ByuN, and then he just lost his Colossus to just it getting stimmed on. Stalkers pick off a Marine, pull to the right side, Adept shades into the left. Didn't target fire, which means the Marines will come forward and distract it. So no units going down to the Adept. Does buy a few seconds of time, though. I think extended thermal lance is going to be big, as is trying to get a second Colossus out. No second Colossus started just yet. Trigger, come on, mate. He's technically supply block, but the pylons are finishing. He's got to start that Colossus. There we go. And he's got to try and get down here and engage early. I don't think he should Guardian Shield. Oh, he does Guardian Shield. And he blinks forward, gets a medevac. One of the tanks is going to go down. ByuN marching into Protoss territory with reckless abandon. Oh, he even loses the Raven. ByuN, what are we doing here, mate? Not looking ahead at all. Doesn't stim a Marine head. Doesn't scan. And all of his tech units are gone just like that. Second stim has to be used. Wow, that's huge. That's so big. Because now +1 and extended thermal lance are almost finished. He's got 7 gates. Trigger could take a 4th and chill, or he could rally a Prism after the second Colossus and just go, go, go. He could even build a pylon out here and just slow warp in. Marauder goes down. Oh, that Colossus shot. Oh my gosh, that's big. Damage Zealot takes the Widow Mine hit to the face. That's totally fine. Command Center is in the open. Oh no, it can't lift. That's going to force ByuN out here. Marauders come forward. Colossus trying to pull back. It's going to get focused by the Marauders. Good engagement for ByuN. Defends his 3rd, as is necessary. But he's only got 3 medevacs, and those Stalkers, they're going to stay active. It's a new Colossus, a new round of Zealots aliving. Aliving. Wow, that's a word. They're aliving their way across the map for now, but not for long. The Zealot's job is to unalive itself. It's to run into the Terran, into melee combat and be the first to damage, the first to die. Colossus and the Stalkers making him stim. ByuN needs really good trigger discipline on the stim because he's out of juice. With no healing juice and into Viking production, every stim is sacred right now. He cannot be wasting any stim packs. He's massively outnumbered on the army. He's trying to build 4 Marauders at a time. He's got to pull the Marines behind the Marauders as well. Right now his formation's a bit dodge. There is like 6 Marines at the front of his army. They're going to get eviscerated by the Colossus. He's got to shuffle those units. Oh my gosh, there's so many Zealots. SCVs trying to get pulled in. Vikings pulling away right now. A lot of the Zealots do go down, but so do a lot of the SCVs. I think Trigger's correct call is to pull back here. Bait another stim if he can. And disengage. He's got a 4th on the way. He's on 63 probes. He's transferred from the main partially. He should be transferring from the natural as well soon. Oh, look at that. Baiting stims is big. Land a shot, bait a stim, pull back. Second Colossus arrives. Colossus unloads. Stalker does go down. But ByuN, he stimmed his whole army again. He's just not got the trigger discipline. ByuN's way too panicked. ByuN needs to take a deep breath. There was no reason for him to stim his army there. He cannot be stimming. And I think that last stim may have actually been checkmate. If he didn't do that last stim, he'd be approaching full life now. But that last stim has put him so low down, man. ByuN moving forward. Viking, ByuN, dancing. Ooh. Colossus Zealot Stalker coming forwards. 5 SCVs go down, make it 6. Oh, he's got to defend this position or run the SCVs. One or the other. ByuN, you can't just stand here. Give up the base, mate. You've got to give up the base, but he's not willing to. He knows going back to 2 bases against 4 base Protoss is a death sentence, but standing here and getting your SCVs shaved off is even worse. Good AMP. It's going to push him back, but all this does is buy time. Time, something Trigger does not. He's got plenty of. All right, Trigger can just take a 5th now. He's got double Forge on the way. He's going to play 10 gate. His army's not really evolved. That's the one problem I have. I do think Trigger should rotate Zealots into the natural while his army's there. Or Prism into the main. He definitely should not be wasting time. I like it. Look, guys, he warped in a sentry and he energy recharged it immediately, so we'd have a Guardian Shield. Guardian Shield is so big. Vikings have 2 attacks, which means you get double the modifier. -4 damage per Viking volley. Ooh, EMPs. Zealot Stalker Colossus, though. 4 Colossus, and I like the split of the Zealots. Now he can kite if he wants to, but the Stalkers are going to go after the Vikings. The Colossus going after the Marine Marauder. You can see he's ignoring the depot, focusing the Marine Marauder. The Vikings have all gone down. He's going to pull back now, wait for more Zealots. Zealots in the natural have already cleansed the entire worker line. That natural completely empty. There's not enough Marauders on the dance floor, and Trigger takes control in the rematch and says, I will not be going down without a fight this time. All right, guys, ByuN's down 1 game. Remember, this is the final deciding match here in Group A. And whilst Trigger has gotten the better of him a few times in like smaller online tournaments, this is a $21,000 tournament. This is not a tournament you want to screw around in. And I don't think he will. Now, Trigger, once again, is speed mining. He does that every game, to be fair. As much as I make fun of him for missing in that last game, I actually think the bonus minerals he gets from doing this so consistently with this shift clicking of these workers, it does really give him a good little boost. And if it's just part of what he naturally does every game, and it's rare that he misses something on the map because of it, I think it's probably worth it, right? If he just gets 20 minerals a bit faster, you know, it speeds up your entire build. It's not bad. ByuN's gone for a Barracks Gas this time, so he is finally varying it up. Looks like just a normal 1-Rax expand. Getting a bunker up in the natural could be good. This map, not as dangerous for Blink Stalkers. Blink Stalkers can't really rotate in as well. Oh, refusing to pull an extra SCV. ByuN, what are we doing, mate? Oh my gosh, this is why Terran players always screw up against worker harass. They watch guys like ByuN. He's just trying to be... Guys, just pull the extra SCV. That just delayed his orbital by like 8-9 seconds. That's unnecessary. That means he's going to be down a full worker all game. This probe harass has really paid off. And it's not because Trigger did anything special. It's just because ByuN wanted to be super greedy. He was like, oh, the probe's always damaged. I think I can get away with it. Always just pull an extra SCV. Once the barracks is done, then you can chill, right? But once the barracks isn't done, it holds up the rest of your build order. It's so important. Factory does start. Second gas goes down. I for those who don't know, if you go back many years, you might not know about Captain D-Head. Who basically, I used to, whenever I was playing on my cheesy accounts, I'd always just send a drone across at the start of the game, especially against Terran players, because Terran players were notorious for refusing to pull a worker to fight it and just trying to swap workers on and off buildings. And I would kill often 2 to 3 workers for like 2 years straight with a drone harass against Grandmaster opponents. And I was like, look, I get it. Terran's hard. You guys want to try and get a lead here by not pulling a worker? You realize I've had to send a worker across the entire map. I've already sacrificed so much more mining time just to get there. If you just pull an extra SCV to chase me off, it's like the easiest defense of your life. But Terran players especially, just sometimes they get in this greedy mindset. And now, Command Center getting delayed as well. Gotta wait for these 3 Marines to push that Adept back. Hellion will help a lot as well. Barely gets the depots up in time. Well played. Now you could commit with the Adept, sacrifice it for the SCV kill there, saying, oh, it's worth it to deny the command center, but Trigger wants to fight front on, dude. Gets a hit off. Second hit. 1 Marine does fall. Does he go for the SCV? Gets the SCV here. This Adept's going to shade backwards. She will run away. She's going to take a lot of damage, but she should barely survive here. Hellion doesn't get that extra shot off. Overall, units lost tab in favor of Trigger. He's got to be happy with this. He's gone blink. Second gate almost finished. Robo's on the way as well. We should be seeing a pylon out of him in a moment. Oh, 4 gate. Okay. Got to make sure he remembers the pylon though. Nothing worse than getting supply blocked when you're trying to play 4 gate blink. Okay, good pylon, because Terran loved dropping on this ledge. Sorry guys, just had to mute for a bit of a sneezy sneeze there. A 6 Marine, 1 mine drop. No easy angle to attack with these units out front. But 4 gate blink gives you a lot of units about a minute from now. Right now, does tend to be a bit lighter on units since you spent all your minerals on those gateways. Extra pylon will need to go down momentarily. I guess he's already built this one here. We'll need another one soon, though. Drops going in towards the main. Gateways are transform. He's going to see. That's a lot of gateways. ByuN committing in. He's got to unburrow that Widowmine. Good unburrow. Really good unburrow. Don't want that wasting its shot on anything small. And retargets. Brilliant. But blink is already done. Oh, that's an early blink. Well done with the blink timing by Trigger. Only loses 6 probes. Adept defends the natural. Could have been much worse. That being said, ByuN knows what he's up against. And he's got to survive. He needs to non-stop build tanks. He's going to send his Raven across the map, which is dangerous. But, I mean, it doesn't help much defending. So I guess it's your best option is maybe force some Warpins at home. Viking to stop the Prism. He needs to be building Marines over SCVs. Right now, ByuN should be building, like, fighting units as his #1 priority. He knows he's getting 4 gate blinked. Gonna just dive in, throw an auto turret on this base. Stalker's gonna hit the natural and the main at the same time. There's a tank and a few Marines guarding the main, nothing guarding the natural. Stalker's in the main, gonna be annoying. Stalker's in the natural. Oh, they're in range of the tanks though. Does get an SCV with the Viking. The Viking's big. The Viking and the unupgraded Marines get some good shots off. The Prism goes down with 2 Stalkers inside. Down here on the other side of the natural, 2 Stalkers went in and died to the tank as well. 4 Stalkers in a Prism have already gone down. Trigger. Maybe it's the pressure of that auto turret going in and killing 2 probes. 2 probes is not that many. But I think it made him panic a little bit. They got a bit excited on his multitasking. Another auto turret goes down. He will run his probes away. Just another 2 probes going down. So it's a total of 4 probes there. He's lost 5 Stalkers in a Prism. A disaster for Trigger after what should have been a good start for him. Raven still dancing around. 3rd Nexus about halfway done. Forge coming in as well. This is an absolute disaster for Trigger. This should have been so much damage. 8 SCVs is not bad, but ByuN had like 1 tank and 10 Marines against about 10 Stalkers in a Prism. Honestly, he should have committed everything on the natural. We could see everything he can't. He didn't know that, but that Viking came out at the perfect time. Observer goes down. Sorry, guys. Bit of a tense early game. RoboBay's coming in. I'm just, like, absorbing what happens now. Good pullaways on his probes. His probe pullaways have been really good. I mean, that Raven's so annoying. Once the battery's up in each base, he can only really damage you if he drops off multiple auto turrets, so the main base is the only real avenue. Colossus are coming out. He'll have one by the time this push arrives, but if ByuN pushes right now, gets another observer. That's 2 observers down. If he pushes right now, he could get sieged up. And then the Colossus isn't that good. If you're already sieged here, Colossus is only good if he can force you to siege a bit further away and maybe force a stim out. Oh, but he's done a really good job as Trigger of harassing him. Viking goes around the left looking for another Prism. It's like, hey, often if people see you have a Viking on the right, they'll send a Prism down the left, so he's checking for that. First Colossus is out. Desperately needs to start a second one. Desperately needs to start a second one. valuable chrono boost time being wasted right now. Trigger, not sure why he's so distracted. Warps in a few Stalkers. Still has not begun a second Colossus, and that's going to cost him, man. Going to really cost him. These Stalkers... Oh, looks like he accidentally shift-clicked. Or maybe did it on purpose, but they got confused when the Viking landed. Colossus number 2 has started, but dude, his army's so small. Oh my god, he's so small. It's such a small army for the Canadian Protoss. The Korean Terran player is going to shift these tanks up to this ledge in range of the Robo. And that's going to be a real problem. Even the back siege tanks in range of the Robo. Zealot's getting blasted. The Robo's going to be in big trouble. The Raven does go down, lands an anti-armor missile on only a single Zealot, gets -2 armor there. And that Robo, it's about to go down. He has to fight. The Marines here gunning down the Zealots. The tanks focus the Colossus down. Oh my god, the Colossus takes a while to die. Dude, ByuN kind of botched that fight. He didn't focus the Colossus down enough. And he needed some Marauders in front to take the first charge. But the Zealots were able to charge directly on top of the tanks. And because of that, Trigger actually routes ByuN back to his side of the map. I cannot believe it. I thought Trigger was done for in this game, and it looks like he might be able to just counterattack and overwhelm him now. ByuN trying to do some fancy hot pickups, but this might be a bit too much. His third command center is looking like it's going to get denied. A new Colossus arrives. You are kidding me. What in the heck is going on, guys? Second starport's up. Third command center cat is 2 base. ByuN's on 2 base. He's screwed. He's dead. Trigger is going to fight back from behind right now, isn't he? Wow. That was such a bad engage on the front. ByuN, I think, shouldn't have panic sieged the first time. There were so many units for him, so few for Trigger. He should have walked up, sieged there initially, and he should have had a few Marauders in front of his tanks. Because you want them to charge under the Marauders, and then you can stutter step back, and the Zealots have to walk forwards to get on top of the tanks. Unless the Protoss is really good at manually targeting the Zealots, which they're almost never going to do, right? They're almost never going to do that. But he let the Zealots get on top, and the tanks did not seem to finish targeting the Colossus. I think he honestly didn't even see the Colossus move in as early as he should have, because he didn't have units in front either. Okay, so Trigger's going to keep building Colossus. Only problem, 2 starports. I'm a big fan of stopping at 2 Colossus as standard and pivoting into Disruptors and Storm, right? He's playing the classic style mass Zealot Colossus. Now, ByuN, his win condition here is basically never build another worker. You're already at 59. Float your third out. Get 10 Vikings to ruin the Colossus. Get like 6 Ghosts. I don't think you pull SCVs, but essentially just have 1 giant army. I don't think he can afford more upgrades. I think he has to do a 1-1 all-in. And as long as Trigger's only got Zealot, Arc on Colossus, Stalker, basic units, and the EMPs land decently, and the Vikings can start like 2-shotting the Colossus, there's a chance. Like ByuN's going to have basically a one-and-done push. Just one bit. It's not going to be an SCV pool, but it's effectively as all-in as one. Now, there's only 1 Forge still, and no armor upgrade starting just yet. Trigger really should start that armor. Armor is one of the most slept-on upgrades in this matchup. He might go +3 attack. I guess he's going to opt for the Colossus damage. He's going to be very behind on armor. I think Zealots in the main would be amazing right now. He's going to come around and trade, and this is the right call. Trigger's max, ByuN is not. Dude, if he can just YOLO this, the Colossus are a little behind. Yeah, let the Colossus go in front maybe, but there's a lot of Vikings. He's got to go for it. Here we go. Prism does fall back. Stalker Zealot goes forward. Massive Widow Mine. Holy moly, that was a huge... I think there's a Widow Mine or something in there. The Colossus also got hit by an EMP. And maybe it was a Viking volley. They both got deep in the orange. ByuN trying to make a heroic hold right now. He gets rid of the Vikings. He gets rid of the Colossus in the prison with the Vikings. The Bio holds. And he's going to survive for now. But he does lose 20 workers. And I mean, there's only 1 Robo. There's no second Robo. Immortal rallies in. Trigger really should go second Robo, but the top players, him and MaxPax, the micro-centric fast players, they prefer to just stay single Robo and just try to overwhelm. But it does mean his Colossus count's going to regrow very slowly, and he's building Colossus into a guy who's already got a good Viking count, which is a little bit questionable. He's going to take a 5th base on the right side. Not a big fan. There's a very safe base right in the middle. Much better base. This base is also not bad. But he right now is just in YOLO mode. He's going to add Psystorm. should be excellent because ByuN cannot afford enough EMP. ByuN's about to eat the Zealot sandwich. The Marauder Salami tries to pull away from that Zealot bread. He's going to hold that front. The Zealot's not getting a lot of surface area. It's a lot of Marauders and Ghosts. Dude, the SCV count's really bad, but ByuN's supply is not that terrible. Colossus rallies in and starts attacking the Sensor Tower like the YOLO Lord that it is. Vikings lift off to go deal with that. The Bio is just standing that ground. It's 1-1 against +2, but the lack of armor upgrades is really hurting this Zealot A move. And Trigger, you think he senses victories within his grasp. He's made a sick comeback. And like any player who's not meant to make it out of this group, any big underdog in any sport ever, what do when they make a big comeback from behind and victories within their grasp? They start thinking about victory. They start thinking about the round of 8. They start thinking about $21,000 prize money. And they drop the ball. And that's exactly what's happened in this game for Trigger. Yes, he's got Storm and Disruptors coming in, but it's a very slow transition into that off almost no gas. His armor upgrades are so late. You can't be going mass Zealot without armor upgrades, which is essentially what he's pivoted to. If he had double forge this whole time, this would have destroyed ByuN. But with only +3 attack, it's all about the Colossus. Units which have been countered by the Vikings very effectively. ByuN now has the biggest scarier army. This trash 5th base gets sniped down. Is ByuN about to throw the game and then make an amazing comeback? I don't know. He might, man. It's a crazy match right now. The Storm does land, but the Colossus goes down, and that's going to get healed up. 5,000 resources more efficient. ByuN's still down 15 workers. Gases are now starting. It feels like Trigger really is thrown into a bit of a chaotic zone he didn't mean to be. Where is this 5th base, though? I just don't... I hate this 5th on the right, man. Maybe people don't like this because it gets tank sieged or lib sieged from across the minerals, but I don't know. I love that middle base. ByuN's broke. He ain't getting range libs anytime in this game. Zealot's coming in the left side. No +2 armor just yet. Trigger needs to build his economy. He needs a 5th base and more economy. He's still trying to just kill ByuN. He doesn't want to let ByuN to late game. Disruptor goes forward. Damages 3 units. Guess it killed a Marine as well. Disruptors are a little bit sad on their lonesome. Single Disruptors, guys. Think of Disruptor as like a kind of force field that makes your opponent move their army around a bit. A mix of everything else could do good damage. At my level, Disruptors still wreck a lot of Terran players, but playing against a guy like ByuN, he's not going to let too many of those land. If base finally goes up, Trigger's army, a bit of a hodgepodge. There's still 6 Vikings, which is more than enough for this Colossus. Trigger's got 2 High Templar. I want 3 High Templar. I want to see High Templar everywhere, man. I want to see this base. I want to see High Templar coming in from all sides. I want to see Zealots hiding in the corner. Wait for ByuN to move on the map. Maybe embrace the late game. Problem is that's going to let ByuN max out. And he's actually gone for that double eBay armory that I thought he would never be able to afford. Snaps a Colossus there for free. Disruptor only clips a single Marauder. +2 attack now. Kicking in for the Terran. +2 armor. So slow for Trigger. That's really costing him. Snipe almost gets the High Templar, but I think it escaped to the high ground. The Viking pulled back and lost high ground vision. It's crazy how ByuN defended down 50 supply. Yeah, if you pull your bio into a big ball, the Zealots were all just stuck behind each other with no armor upgrades, getting gunned down by stim bio in a formation, you know? If you've got a fast, high damage melee army, you gotta surround, you gotta come in from all sides, you know? It's gotta be getting prisms in the main. That's been an angle that's been sorely lacking this whole time. Trigger's got to be sending... These Zealots aren't good with Disruptor High Templar. He's got to be splitting them up. That's the way you do this. But you can see ByuN's ready for it. ByuN knows a Zealot split is the problem. I still think a Prism should be in that main base right now. 2 more gateways coming in. There are 2 Robos now, which is good. I'd love to see a few more of those. I'd love to see these High Templar scattered around, but look at that. EMP. Zoning Storm does keep ByuN back. ByuN's got a 4th up. ByuN has officially limped his way to 4 base. He's still only on 50 workers. He has not had the luxury of building any more than that. I think that's the right call because he needs a massive army to hold on. He's going to go orbital. Feels like he can't afford a planetary here. Oh, does get a big EMP before that ghost goes down. Army's here. Oh, the High Templar in the open. Trigger leaves his High Templar hanging out. Hits his own Archon Morph with the Disruptors. Second Archon Disruptor lands. Third Disruptor lands. But his army is basically just a pack of Zealot Stalker cornered now that the shots of the High Templar and the Disruptors have been used up. And I really think these Zealots should be out on the map, running in from the right, should be dropping them in the main. Mass Zealot, not the most finesse in how Trigger's trying to finish this game. Now he comes in from the right side, which I like. Does charge in. Splitting those Zealots is good. He's got to recall this army, though, I think. Good recall. He will leave an Immortal behind. High Templar coming in looking for some Stormy Storms. Oh, the Prism's going to rally in as well. All finesse has left the Protoss shop today, guys. There is no finesse left in the Protoss. It's all out of stock today. Trigger needs to take a breath, calm down, but I honestly don't know if he has a late game plan. I've talked a lot about how most Protoss players have zero late game plan in PvT right now. And once their Colossus push fails or Terran makes it to 2-2 in late game, most Protoss players don't have a backup. They don't have a backup idea of what the game plan is, and I think Trigger absolutely fits into that category. HerO and Max Pack's right there with him. Classic being one of the few who actually has a good plan for this early late game stage. Nice disruptor shot, does land. I gotta say, why aren't there 20 Zealots running in from the left though? There's just no way you need all your supply together, but I mean, Trigger's income has been dropping. He's not got much money. He's down 9,000 in the trading. Decent storm, but I think these Zealots should have always been about multi-prong. He's in kind of a mismatched army. The Colossus count is regrowing, but there's already 8 Vikings, and he's not had an answer to those. The Colossus are supply paperweights. Blink TTs might have been nice if he was rich, but he's not rich now. He's quite poor. EMPs and stims come forward. A disruptor goes down. Colossus starting to fall to the Vikings as well. The Vikings are chasing a bit too far. And they only get one of the 3 Colossus. The other 2 are damaged, though. The Bio Army's faring a bit better. ByuN quickly rebuilds his Vikings, realizing he did overcommit there. He should be able to fade away from a pitched battle with the Colossus until he gets more Vikings up. That's kind of what he's doing here. 3-3 is now kicked in against the 3-2. No +3 on the ground for Protoss. Trigger's going to try and run these probes away. Luckily for him, ByuN does not see it. Got this base up on the left. Few Zealots are going to finally do a run by. These bases have been wide open this whole time. And that ByuN is broke. Oh, he doesn't have any storm. Disruptor shot's going to land. Big disruptor shot of the Ghosts. But does he have anything to seal the deal? No way. The Archon Stalker's getting hammered. And ByuN is going to make a comeback from the depths. Sub 50 workers for the past 10 minutes of this game. But the doggedness of a Terran who's going to look for and find that amazing engagement no matter what goes on. Bio pushing forward here. Probe's getting pushed off this base. If he doesn't defend this base, it's over. ByuN respecting him, pulls back. He's got 13 medevacs. His army's not that big. The Vikings are coming forward. And the medevacs get sniped. Nice zoning storm. If ByuN knew about this base to the left, I think he'd go over there. Good EMPs for him, but he's got to watch out. Another storm does clip his units. He's got plenty of healing, though. Okay, careful, mate. Remember, storm lasts forever now. EMPs on the Stalkers. Vikings take care of the Colossus. What is left on the ground? A handful of Zealot Stalker. Trigger fights back, holds the tank push. Remember the tank push that tried to kill this Robo, guys. ByuN messes up badly with his tank push. Trigger gets back in the game, and then Trigger A moves. No armor upgrade Zealots, and throws what should have been a 2-0 revenge match to get out of this group stage. I worry about where his mentality's at going into game 3. All right, guys, it's all going to be decided here. Trigger, can he stay calm, cool, collected after that waste of a game? What a comeback from him as well. Cleaning up that first push. I did not think he'd be able to do it. ByuN had to be frustrated after that. Such an advantage slipping away. And yet then Trigger just +3 Mass Zealot. Oh, I mean, +3 is always such a marginal upgrade. It's good for the Colossus, but by the time it kicks in, your opponent has enough Vikings to kill the Colossus so quickly. Your Stalkers are already going to be overkilling anything they shoot. Yeah, it helps your Zealots land attacks, but the armor upgrade's cheaper. It upgrades faster. I really feel like it should be +2 attack, then +1 armor, and then your second forge can make +3 attack while +1 armor is finishing, you know? But, just sloppy play for Trigger, honestly. He could have expanded a bit faster behind it and teched up to more splash, or he could have actually got a Prism in the main. Earlier armor upgrades, just been a bit more technical with how he spammed his units in. And that could have been really nice. I think when he shoved, He needed to, like, basically engage with the Colossus first and immediately charge with the Zealots as the fight started and blink the Stalkers and focus fire the Vikings. And just, because, I mean, your whole thing is you have to bully ByuN there. There's an argument behind even getting enough Stalkers to split fire so you can kill both at once. Two Vikings per volley if you split fire your Stalkers. That's pushing it. That's pretty hard to micro, pretty hard to pull off. It's a lot of Stalkers, but these are options that he could have gone for. Now he's facing 8 double gas. Already 4 workers off gas. That's a big pull off gas. Normally you'd leave 2 on 1. Does put a second one back on. All right, so we should be seeing a command center on the high ground since it's a Reaper. Building on the low ground would be insanely greedy. Behind this, of course, core into Nexus. Adepts on the way. Second Chrono. Oh, he's going to try and pressure, guys. Hello. Oh, Reaper just walks past. Second Adept should be able to deal with that, though. Probes are waiting to get escorted to the natural. You can see, pulls them back. Lets the Adept come down. And those Adepts will head forwards. Confirm that there's no command center on the low ground. Sees just that. Meanwhile, oh! ByuN runs the gauntlet. He's going to try and see the tech structure and then jump out, but Trigger anticipates. Trigger anticipates. Trigger anticipates. Oh, can he get him? No, he can't. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. Well, doesn't matter because the new Stalker pops out just in time. And that Reaper, I don't know where his body went. It's fallen in amongst the pipes, guys. Now, Depot taking a bit of damage is not a big deal. He did just cancel 2 Marines to queue up an SCV and then restarted them. Not sure if that was necessary. Good night, Stannis X. Thank you for watching today. Appreciate you. Command center's on the way. Medevac coming out. It's going to be a 2 mine, 4 Marine drop. Oh no, it's going to be a 3 Widow Mine. Oh no, 2 Widow Mine drop. 3? Oh, he left it behind. ByuN got a bit antsy. Had to boost it back to save to get that 3rd Widow Mine in. And it's a 3-gate blink. Pretty standard 3-gate blink robo build for Trigger. No rush into his 3rd. He knows there's like a good chance in a final game a Terran might just do a big fast tank push. Stalkers and Adepts pulling back to the natural. 3 Widow Mines coming over. Uh-oh. Can he defend the mine drop? ByuN goes conservative. And he'll just have to accept the single probe kill. Tiny denying on the mining time. No real damage just yet. You see Stalkers, you see a Robo, you see a Gateway. It definitely feels like 3-gate blink. You also haven't seen the 3rd Nexus yet. It's all still useful information. Tanks are building. Raven's going to go down to the right side of the map as well. Oh, he goes to the dive. Crazy choice. But he gets there just before blink is ready, which is crucial. And oh, the Widow Mine accidentally fires on the gas worker. This Stalker can get the medevac. That'll be big. Oh, he dodges the Widow Mine. Does drag the shot into the gas line where 2 probes die, but gets the medevac, which I think is worth it for Trigger. We'll clean up that Widow Mine before it recharges, guys. Second tank's about to pop, so he should be ready. I think 2 tanks. Decent little wall off here. Siege that tank. Yeah, that's a good spot on that tank. He's got to be worried about Stalkers blinking here and just running through onto it, but that'd be a brave move for Trigger. This tank not quite far enough forward to cover that. Maybe if it was here. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Here we go. Stalker's coming in. But he doesn't go for the crazy dive. Oh! The Adept shaded into the mineral line as well. Looks like they take out 2 of those SCVs. 3rd one goes down, as does the bunker full. Stalker is not dropped just yet, though. But 3 more probes have gone down to the auto turret. And if another one goes down, that would be really frustrating. ByuN's going to do that. But Stalker comes in with no focus fire. Oh, he does focus fire. Good multitask for ByuN. Tank goes down, but how many Stalkers does he lose for it? Oh, I mean, Trigger's opening him up because there's no bunker, there's no tank there. He's lost 3 Stalkers, but another tank's here. Oh, these Marines. I mean, those Stalkers are very low. Blinking to the chase like that is kind of crazy. And oh, barely gets out of tank range. He's going to dive. He's going to dive. He was not expecting a tank there. No, Trigger. Trigger, not like this, bro. Bro, Trigger shoves his Stalkers into the meat grinder. A proper hero maneuver. Somehow he's only at 5 Stalkers lost. They're all so deep in the red, but only 2 more Stalkers died there. That could have been a lot worse. And he's going to have to keep it in his pants. He's going to try and drop on top of the siege tank. But, oh, look at this. ByuN ready on both sides. And another Stalker or two. Two more go down in the natural. Trigger. Dude, run. Run. Run, you fools. Prism will finally back away. Trigger's not in a bad spot, man. He shut down the Widowmine drop pretty well. He's killed a lot of Terran things. I just worry that he's a bit too antsy, and the Stalker throwaways might get out of control, but he pulls back just before that tank siege is on the high ground. And ByuN's stim is nowhere. Well, he's got, actually, no, his stim's done. His combat shields hasn't started. No command center either for that third base. Auto turret comes in. 3 probes go down. The Raven is feeling juicy right now. 9 kills on the Raven, keeping Trigger pinned on a relatively low economy. But he's got to get a third command center started soon, or this is going to be very annoying. He's going to stim after that Prism. Oh, not quite able to get it. Trigger on 3 mineral lines, 3 gases. Got +1 charge. Does he have a sentry? Yeah, 1 sentry. This is the standard max packs follow-up. Expect a Robo Bay and a 4th gas any moment now. Picks off an SCV on the 3rd command center as well. We're on Trigger's camera, guys. Canadian Protoss. He threw the last game, getting way too excited. A-moving those zealots. He's got to stay calm. We don't see any transition into Colossus just yet. It feels like it's getting late. Sun's getting real low on that Colossus transition, big guy. Finally, the Robo Base starts up. Gonna go for Zealots on the tank. Oh, that's a juicy one. Just when ByuN's army moves out. And this is so sloppy by ByuN, guys. That's an unforced error. Why do you not have 8 Marines and a medevac inside your main? Clemens taught us you need to have that every game. Luckily, ByuN scrambles forward and saves that tank. But you got to leave 8 Marines and a medevac in your main. Otherwise, these Prisms will take advantage of you. Trigger's already recalled it. Flying forwards across the map again. There's no reason he should have been caught out by that. 4th and 5th barracks coming up. Robo Bay is not done. I think an SCV bull actually would be decent, but actually the Marine Marauder count's not that big. 19 Marines, 7 Marauders. Ghost Academy starts up. Isn't it worth it to make a round of Vikings in this position just to deter the Prism? I think 1 Viking is fine. I don't think you need to make 2. And honestly, you don't even need to do that. I think it's a good idea. But, oh, watch out! Ambush, ambush, ambush! ByuN quickly running back. Trigger willing to fight on the map. Gets a Marauder, gets a few Marines, but he's got to stop chasing. Oh my gosh, he throws his Zealots into the meat grinder! Bad chase there. The Zealot warping in the main is cute, but the Vikings do clear the Prism. Trigger, he's doing damage, but he's also getting excited. And that worries me. The tanks have not been left unguarded at the front. They're in a pretty safe position. Hard for Trigger to see where they are exactly. 7 more probes went down. What 2, guys? Looks like it was auto turrets. The Raven, 16 kills now. He must have just double auto turreted this mineral line. 5 SCVs fell. Still very competitive position. Second Forge! Trigger learnt from the last game. He's going to go for much quicker armor upgrades. Well, that was a good... Was that a Marauder? I think that's a Marauder, guys. Looks like pretty chunky, right? So a lot of Stalkers it takes to focus 1 Marauder down, but well done. Auto turret goes down one more time. A couple of these probes do get blasted. 18 kills and mining time. 4th base is mining for Trigger, though, and the 3rd is just started mining for Terran. Depot gets killed, but I think that's fine as long as you're getting rid of the Stalkers of the Protoss. The army supply is a bit scary for ByuN. Feels like just being off that 3rd for so long, not able to mine from it, such a bummer. Now sending his Raven home to make sure there's no observers. I think he's decided, whatever. See if we can find... Actually, no, he's rotating to harass. Oh, he's going to go scout the 4th with it. His tanks aren't well positioned. Oh, no. Trigger finds an angle. Trigger finds a pretty nice angle. Gets some Zealots in the natural. Brilliant maneuver. Look at those Zealots. And then he just fades away. Just let the Zealots kill what they can. Preferably the SCVs. Oh, he didn't shift-click them. And now he shift-clicks. Would have been better if he did that a bit earlier. You can see when they shift-click the SCVs, how quickly they rack up kills. Thought that was a very scary moment for ByuN, whose tanks are more focused over on this ledge. It's going to be a Zealot drop in towards that main. The main is undefended again. ByuN has got to stop leaving his main undefended. Clem has talked about how he literally thinks leaving 8 Marines and a medevac in the main all game long against Max X is probably the best thing to do. Because every time he pulls them away, the Prism comes back in, and it just forces such a huge reaction and distraction. Big split of your army. Oh, nice old position. Splits for the Widow Mines there. Clears them up. Good EMPs, though. Guardian Shield's been pretty consistent for Trigger, but he doesn't have any energy for the next round. There we go! Pulls ByuN's attention around. He's splitting Zealots into the third at the same time. Brilliant play. Yes, the Vikings do take care of the Prism. But look at that. He's even running these guys away, saying it's going to take you a while to clean all this up. Depots are going down. Command centers. These guys even get a bunch of Marine kills. And he dives! Gets a tank kill. Does lose a few Stalkers. Some EMPs and Stim go forward to punish. Trigger's shaving off the edges. And not only is he shaving off the edges, he's not all in on Colossus this time. There's only 4 Vikings. There's no 2 starports, so it's not the same situation as it was in Winter Madness. Another 2 probes and mining time. 23 kills on that Raven. No battery on this base is actually a travesty, guys, but Trigger has decided to just take those losses on the chin. At this point, it's too late to invest in it, I guess. He's going to add a Disruptor or 2. Still on. He's got double Robo as well. Oh, and most importantly, he's got +1 armor, so he's got an upgrade advantage. Right now, Stalkers focus down the Vikings. It's enough Stalkers to focus the Vikings, and that's all that matters. I think he could have got one or two more Vikings there. Just a bit more on point with that. Ravens still roaming around. No 5th base just yet for Trigger, I say, as I see his 5th base on the left side. It's already got 7 probes on it. He's done a good job of transferring workers from the main. Does need to transfer from the natural. Minute and a half ago is when this natural started mining out. So he's a little slow on that. Dark Shrine comes in, which I love. Waiting for ByuN to present himself rather than just trying to force it. He was so ham-fisted in that last game. ByuN's trying to go for +3 weapons in a second starport. Raven is down 25 kills. An absolute pain in the butt here for Trigger. Disruptor shot does hit a few ghosts. They are deep in the red. Second Disruptor misses. Stalker's picking off a few Vikings. How many Colossus have died this game? That's 2. Back up there on the third, though. CV's getting run around. Prism. How many Prisms is this? 3rd Warp Prism in the main. ByuN is like, oh, man, can you friggin' leave, bro? He's going to push. He eats a giant Disruptor. He shoves in, eats a giant Disruptor. Next one clips 2 Marauders, takes him out. The orbital in the main is under fire. The Zealots will go down here. It is 2-2 for the Terran Bio. Nexus in the middle goes down. ByuN does sniper base, but he's got to be careful on the trades. Remember, he doesn't have an insane medevac count. It's only 7, and his army's overstimmed. It's already stimmed twice here. He's got to be careful. I like the Trigger discipline on the future stims. How hard is it to deal with this? I think he might have warped in even more Zealots in the main. SCV is being forced to fight. ByuN has a big army. He's got a 4th command center, but he's down to 48 workers. The difference is this time, +2 armor and +3 are about to kick in. Back to parity with the upgrades. Soon to be a small upgrade advantage for Trigger. Trigger's got double Robo. He's rebuilding his 4th base. He's still warping in 10 Zealots at a time, and his Prism has survived. The Bio's finally back to health. 9 medevacs, though. Very low on juice. Widowmine tries to run down here. Does get taken out before it can finish burrowing. Command Center is a little exposed. Not that many Stalkers to focus it, though. Only about 12 Stalkers. Bio's going to stim forward, as are the Vikings. Watch out for the Disruptors, though. 1 Marauder and a Marine go down. Viking gets picked off as well. Trigger. Oh, he does lose a few Zealots in the main. The Bio Viking trying to push south. The Bio Viking pushes him out of the main. Trigger's down in army supply. Like he's way ahead in economy. He's in a good spot. The Raven, again. It's just not going to stop. He's going to get to 30 kills. Disruptors! Oh, ByuN dives on the balls. He sees Trigger's balls hanging out of his pants. He forgot to wear his cup today, but he eats massive, massive shots. ByuN ups the ante and says, screw you, I'm sick of defending. Unfortunately for me, accidentally picked up 3 Marauders and 2 Marines in that medevac. A massive mistake. And he ate big Disruptors. The Zealots tear up his rally. And this game just escalated. Holy moly. Where the hell did you find that hand grenade, ByuN? ByuN's like, I love Lamp. I don't know. There was a guy who threw a trident. A man on a horse with a net. I don't know how the hell that happened so quickly. But boy, things escalated. And it went well for Trigger because Trigger did not really lose that much economy. The Raven is finally dead after killing about 35 probes this game. But just the Disruptors landing. The Zealots tearing up the rally when ByuN's multitasking was already at its cap. And he's back to 60 workers. But now his army supply is behind. And not just that. Dark Templar. Oh, there's such an impossibility for him to deal with. I think he spotted that one. Scans it. There's one in his natural. Gonna scan that. The Marauder's gonna stim. They will take care of it, but he's got to build turrets everywhere now. And it's just, he's having to waste scans on this. This is stuff he can't afford right now. Trigger on 5 base, 74 workers can. Then again, Trigger still has not properly transferred workers. Oh, I'd love to see a 6th and a 7th base for Trigger here. I get he's doing a great job of trading and fighting, and he is focusing on the correct things, but I just feel like this should be a 6th base by now. He's starting one on the bottom side. Dark Templar runs in, finds those SCVs. Hard to deal with everything at once. Remember, ByuN's only got 16 Marauders, 6 Marines, 3 Ghosts. How's he going to deal with these 26 Zealots that are about to have 3-3? So difficult. So difficult. 4th Command Center is only now landed at 17 minutes. 6th base coming up here for Trigger. Still looking to just shoot, bait stims. Oh, the Stalker's doing well against the Vikings. A few of them do get picked off by the Marauders, though. Not a completely cheap fight. Oh, that's where the damage will happen, though. It's the Zealots on the rally point that's always so hard for Terran to deal with. And look at the Zealots around the left as well. How do you deal with this? The main army, if you try to fight it, you'll just run away and throw disruptor shots. The Zealots are going to get cleaned up in the natural finally, but at the same time, the 3rd base gets ransacked. Planetary trying to erect itself on this 4th. Oh, but it is struggling to get it up in time. And that is nasty. Trigger is going to fight back there. What a seesaw series that was. I felt Trigger could have had that in 2. But at the end of the day, he gets it in 3. Really well played by Trigger. He went crazy mode on the Stalkers and saved so many. He put so many Stalkers deep in the red, blinking around this main. I thought he was going to screw it up. But he escalated things really well. I also thought not calmly putting down a battery or, say, leaving 2 Stalkers on a separate control group to deal with the Raven are the sort of things that can get you killed in games like this, where this Raven just keeps annoying you and you refuse to do anything about it. He's just like, pull probes away, pull probes away, pull probes away, pull probes. It's like, not only is your APM constantly getting pulled, your attention's getting pulled elsewhere. You're losing 30 probes, massive amounts of mining. I mean, that Raven did an insane amount of damage, right? It did so much damage. But despite that, everything else Trigger did focus on was really good. And I think we all know what won in this game made it so different than the previous one. Better army usage, more prisms in the main and zealot run-bys, and most importantly, the second forge. He got his armor upgrades so much quicker this time, and as a result, Trigger earns himself a spot in the top 8. GG, well played.